Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zur Part Nummer 2 des Apocrypha Events. Ich bin Samus Mafix. Wir sind beim letzten Mal hier in Treefriss angekommen und haben uns hier mit den netten Einheimischen in der Form diesmal von unserem guten Riesendrachen Fafnir hier willkommen geheißen bekommen und wurden danach zur Chirung geführt. Nun schauen wir uns mal, wo der letzte Chirung uns hingebracht hat. Denn wir wollen ja hier einen Heiligen Gral finden. Und sie sind deswegen nun in Sektion 2. Defense Millennia Fortress. Also irgend so ein großer Gral, den kennen wir ja noch. Ein heiliger Gral und natürlich viele Servants, die hier gegenseitig sich den Chaos machen wollen. It won't be long now. Soon the dawn will break and they will leave. That is, they will disappear. After that, we just have to hope that Ryder did his job properly. Can you tell me what's going on? Gladly. Once the morning comes, I will tell you everything I know. Also erstmal ausschlafen. Hast recht. It's morning now. Ryder should return shortly. You must be tired. Why don't we take a short break? Would you like something to drink? Perhaps some coffee? That would be great, thank you. It may perhaps be a bit sweeter than you prefer, but I promise it will do wonders for your exhaustion. Here you go. Oh, it's delicious. I'm glad you think so. So, what did Castellan tell you when you first arrived here? I can fill in anything you may have left out. Wieso greift mich keiner an? I see, very well then. Let me explain everything else. Sehr coole Musik. To begin, this is not like a typical Holy Grail war. It does not involve 7 masters trying to kill one another, nor 7 classes of servants which should do so. Ah, so you have no experience with the sort of Holy Grail war. Well, trust me when I say that is usually how these things go. Now I hope you are paying attention. This will be on the test. Der alte Lehrer. Now, the greater Holy Grail War uses the Greater Grace emergency system from Fuyuki to wage war with 14 servants rather than the customary 7. That is to say, it is a battle between 2 teams of servant. Die rote und die schwarze Version. However, that war had in fact already concluded with Fafnir emerging as the apparent victor. That is how he came into possession of the Greater Grail. As for us, we are reproductions of the servants who were summoned during the Great Holy Grail War. Reproductions? In this world, the only 2 places that exist are the city of Treefriss and the course of the Hanging Gardens. I suppose you could call this a sort of simulation. Ah, that seems to have helped you understand. Indeed, this is all of a normal simulation field designed to recreate the Great Holy Grail War. We were originally imitation life forms going through dimensions of battle without thought or emotion. However, as the seemingly endless simulated repeated itself, something unexpected happened. Namely, we developed intelligence, reason, and even regained our memories as servants. That being said, we do not remember anything about the Great Holy Grail War. You might say that I'm starting over from scratch, at least as a servant. It's only in this tiny world that we became something close to real servants. Do you understand everything we've covered so far? If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Who is that dragon anyway? His name is Fafnir. He seems to be the Greater Grace custodian. There's not such a shred of doubt that he was the Great Holy Grail was victor. Also, ist dieser Drache Sieg? Ich weiß es nicht, aber ich denke mal, oder? Though I'm afraid I have no idea how he secured his victory, or what he is doing in a place like this. What sort of enemy are we up against? The enemy reproductions, just as we are, unlike us, though they may have nothing in the way of intellect or reason. But what they do have are sheer numbers. Of the 14 servants who were originally summoned to the Great Holy Grail War, we now face 12. That many? Yes, that many. As we are starting from scratch, I'm afraid I don't know any of the true names other than the rider on our side. But I believe the evil dragon does. As the custodian, he would like this greater grail to stop simulating this war. By rights, we should be helping him, but unfortunately our enemy are just too strong. What more, we have not a moment to waste. Our other servants have learned how to use their noble phantasm despite still lacking consciousness. And that brings us to the final stage of the tens of thousands of battles to death we 14 servants have fought. We have no choice but to repeat this battle. And yet, the more we fight, the worse the situation comes. How did you and Ryder become conscious? A good question. We wandered about, did ourselves for a time. It is our belief now that the custodian altered the simulated parameters to make us into proper servants. As the great custodian, it should be well within his capabilities to recreate us in this world. Though it also seems he hesitated to do so until the very last moment. Had he not, we may have had a few more or less on our side. How about just not fighting? I'm afraid that would be difficult. There's nowhere to seek refuge in this world. Though you were fortunate enough to survive tonight, there's no telling what tomorrow may hold. They did not attack this fortress only because of the new unexpected elements that you and Fafnir represent in the current situation. Most likely that was simply a function of the battle simulated program rather than any thought or strategy on their part. But the next time will be different. The next time I expect they will account for Fafnir in their calculations and mount an assault on this fortress. Then what can we possibly... Dies, my bro! We'll fight to the end. What other choice is there? So I've returned, Ryder. Sure have, teacher. So this is... I'm Maxi. see. Sorry, we're one of those master people. Sorry to bring you here just when things couldn't get any worse. Excuse me, but... Alright, sorry about that. My true name is Achilles. You know all about Achilles standing in your heel, right? That was named after me. I'm the guy who is completely invincible except for one spot on his heel. Then I freaking died when that bastard parrot shot me with that arrow. You mean this tendon? Yep, that's the one. Don't ever get stabbed there if you can't help it, hurts like hell. Of course, what he didn't mention was that after he was shot, he decided to go out in a blaze of glory, wiping out a whole squadron of enemy soldiers before finally taking his own life. Hell yeah, I was pretty badass back then, if I do say myself. I was like a writer suddenly getting a flash of inspiration the night before a big deadline. At any rate, Achilles, what became of Fafnir, the custodian? He's resting in the courtyard. Go check on him if you're worried about the Master of Chaldea. Oh, süßer Drache, wie geht's dir denn? It's beautiful here. Indeed, if it is just an imitation of the real thing. How badly are you hurt? Quite badly, I'm afraid. The last noble phantasm I took, they burnt off, belonged to Siegfried, the Dragon Slayer. I'm afraid that being a dragon, I am more vulnerable to that attack than most. I never thought there's a reproduction would ever learn how to use the original noble phantasms. To make matters worse, we have only 2 servants allied with us, though at very last they're 2 extremely powerful A-rank ones. Did you make them into servants? Hättest Khan oder Achilles nehmen sollen. Yes, I did. The idea was to convert all 14 reproduction into intelligent servants and investigate who or what is making them fight. But that would have been a horrible decision. Besides, creating intelligent beings on a whim, such a responsibility would have been too cruel. However, my hesitation has only ended up making the situation worse. I never thought they could use the noble phantasm despite lacking the capacity for their thought. So on a spur of the moment decision, the best I could do was to turn those who to reproduction into servants. Even so, I'm afraid it does nothing to lessen my own sins. I'm too wounded or to be able to move in this form for the time being. But I refuse to sit around doing nothing to help. I'm going to make a terminal so I can join you. A terminal? Just a moment. Oh nein. Oh nein. Oh nein! Er ist da! There we go. It feels good to be back to the side. And to have this voice back. So you're the terminal. Yes. That's right. This terminal name is Spacken. Sieg. I'm afraid it can't do as much as my dragon body can. But at least this body can move. So what's going to happen to the dragon? You just have to go to sleep for a while. Well, I'm not able to split my consciousness across multiple bodies. Still, I can at least use my dragon's body power for a brief moment anyway. So I'm sorry, ever since I brought you here, I've caused you nothing but trouble. In that case... Alright, you want to shake hands? I remember now. I hope I didn't squeeze so hard. I'm still getting used to this body. Now then, I'd like to meet with the other servants before nightfall. The Archer of Black, Chiron, is the wisest sage among the Centauri. So if anyone can make a plan with the information I have, it's him. Maybe even one that could defeat all 12 of the other servants, including his former allies. Leute, wir haben Sieg gesehen. Ich bin dafür, wir schließen uns den wahnsinnigen Servants an. I'll be blunt, there's no way we can win. I see. I guess 12 servants is just too tall on order. Ach komm, Achilles, man. Mach's allein platt. Correct, we are simply outmatched. I'm afraid that was a conclusion I reached, even taking into account Master of Chaldea. Achilles, do you know anything about the Great Holy Grail War? Not really, all I know is I saw someone who looked a lot like Vlad III during the battle. Vladdy! I think I saw Atalanta from the Chaldean Warhound too. At least someone who matched my old man's description of her. But that's pretty much it. What about you, Sir Castellan? Do you have anything about the other servants? Of course. All 14 servants are divided into two teams, black and red. The black team includes Siegfried, the Saber of Black, Vlad the Third, die Lance of Black, der wohlgemerkte Berserkers. Oh Leute, warte, ich krieg die anderen auch noch hin. Jack the Ripper. Gute Frage. Fran? Avisbron. Ja? Warte. So, warte. Also Siegfried, Vlad. Dann Jack, the Ripper, die ja im Endeffekt von dieser einen Prostituierten da war und wahllos durch die Gegend alles gemorchelt hat. Dann Fran, die von der einen Tante im Rollstuhl war. Dann, nee, was hatte ich denn? Der hat die Erschierung gehabt. So, dann Fran von dem einen Typen mit der Brille. Dann hatten wir Avisbron, der Kinder gerne in Golems verwandelt. Und dann, muss ich ehrlich gesagt sagen, hört schon auf. Keine Ahnung. Auf dem Turm Rot war zumindest Kana, Achilles. Ich muss das Team schon gewinnen. Atalante, Spartacus, Semiramis, Shakespeare. Und, oh, Schwarz war noch Astolfo. Habe ich verdrängt. Jetzt haben wir bei beiden 6. Fällt mir der letzte von beiden Teams nicht ein. Naja, werden wir schon gleich bekommen. Astolfo, the Rider of Black. Avisbron, the Cast of Black. Frankenstein, the Berserk of Black. Jack the Ripper, the Assassin of Black. Habe ich einen vergessen? Wahrscheinlich. The Red Team in der Mordred, verdammt, Mordred vergessen. The Saber of Red. Atalante, the Archer of Red. Kana, the Lance of Red. Shakespeare, the Cast of Red. Spartacus, the Berserk of Red. And Semiramis, the Assassin of Red. I see. Thank you, Sir Castellan. You have an excellent memory. Just call me Sieg. I'm not used to being called Castellan. As you wish, Sir Sieg. Anyway, I guess you have a point. We can't possibly fight all 12 of these servants at once. I guess I shouldn't have bothered trying to stop them from the outside. Don't worry, Sir Sieg. I'm just getting started. Oh crap, this is gonna be bad. Now let's begin this class properly, shall we? Sir Master of Chaldea, would you do the honors? Alright. Boom! Winterschulklasse. Sehr schön. Be seated. Setzt euch. Oh, halten Sie Händchen. Das sieht gerade so aus, als würden Sie Händchen halten. Wait. Where we're just sitting on the floor in the throne room. I'm not actually certain myself, but it seems to me this is more of a classroom right now. Okay, great. Now then, for our lesson for today will be how to defeat all 12 black and red enemy servants. Wait, I distinctly remember you saying that was impossible all 2 minutes ago. And it is here, if we faced all 12 together. So, what should we do then? See, aufteilen. Use our noble phantasms to take them all out at once. No, that wouldn't work. Take them out one at a time? Yes. They're getting warmer. But it wouldn't be a waste of resources to focus at one at a time. That would be like sweating a fly with a sledgehammer. Not to mention that the other 11 servants are unlikely to simply wait patiently for their turn. So, about 3 at a time? Well done, Sir Maxi. A gold star for you. Achilles and I will team up to hold back 9 of the servants. Bah! In the meantime, the 2 of you will defeat the remaining 3. Simple, right? Are you kidding? That's absurd. I assure you, it's not absurd in the slightest. Whoa. Hold on a minute, teacher. Having these 2 take out 3 servants at once is absurd enough. But how are 2 of us going to hold back the other 9 while they do? Did you forget they can use their old phantasms now? Of course not. But based on what I saw last night, they are very obvious about when they are going to do so. I know phantasm is after all a weakness as much as a trump card. And right now our enemies use them for no other reason than simply because they can. So you're saying you want us to anticipate when they are about to use the no phantasm and just dodge? Correct. You may be a little green now, Sir Sieg, but by nightfall I will have trained you to see the signs of an immediate noble phantasm. I see, by nightfall you say. Then it means... Oh great, here comes the crash course. I just know it. Wie man einen Servant besiegt. Achilles! I told you to wish to become a great hero, and that you want to do as fast as possibly can. To be a hero you will need to good judgment and properly analytical faculties. Yes, teacher. I promise that once you complete this trial, you will be a full-fledged hero. Yeah, that's all what I want. Then for the next 24 hours from this moment onward, I want you to dodge every single one of my attacks. Bah! Next thing I knew, a hero was shooting hundreds of arrows at me in a narrow cave. I still remember what he said. Don't worry, once you can alter the trajectories of 10 of every 100 arrows, you'll be dodging all of them in no time. It should be well within the capabilities thanks to the superhuman speed of yours. Besides, none of them have arrowheads, so they won't kill you. They will just sting quite a lot. What's that? You would actually prefer a more slow and steady approach instead? I see. I think that would suit me better as well. That is certainly not the ideal way to educate you. However, since we have precious little time, we should spend it polishing this method to the fullest. Und dann hat die Falle gelassen. Hey, I mean Sieg. Just don't die, okay? Of course, I make sure I survive, both tonight and tomorrow night. Right on. I get the feeling you two are right on the same page. Until now, the reproduction have simply come back to life whenever they are defeated. In a system like that, there can be neither failure nor victory. But now that the greater grace cast in Sir Sieg and Sir Maxi the Observer are here, there's a very good chance that we can break the stalemate. Sir Maxi, why don't you get some sleep? You need to be well rested for tonight's battle. Okay, will do. Oh, so sleepy. Da stimme ich auch zu, liebe Leute. Gerade erst beim Event angefangen, wir sind mitten in der Nacht, liebe Leute. Sind wir, wenn man erst abends heimkommt. Again, Submorded. Siegfried. Und Siegfried hat gewonnen. Again. Atalantis Giron. Wer gewinnt? Ich bin für Atalante. Hat die süßeren Ohren. Ja, Leute, warte. Richtig getippt. Again, again, again. Jakey! Come, let us battle to the death. Let us fight and grow purer. Go forth and recreate the battle, for it is still has yet to be settled. Recreate, 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 and then I will obtain what I seek. That was a weird dream. Und das war kein Traum, so wie es aussieht. Oh, ne, Sieg trainiert hier. Oh, schmerzhaft. Oh, you're up already, Master? We still have some time before the battle begins. You still have ways to go, Sir Sieg, but I suppose we can take a short break. Thank you. Are you okay? More or less. Hiram was kind enough to stop before he actually killed me. In the meantime, Achilles and I will set about preparing our trap. What trap? I bound a field to make it easier to separate our enemies. Specifically to Katze, the 9-7 Achilles and I will be holding back from the 3 that you two will defeat. Now that's the enemy caster will move to dispel the field, but I believe it will take them some time. I'm fairly sure the cast of Black Ivy Spawn is ill-equipped to deal with such things. And Shakespeare, well... Indeed, I cannot imagine that either of them has the skills needed to disable a bound field. Very well then, we return shortly, Achilles. Come and help me. 9-7, if I handle Kana and Semiramis and ignore all the other attacks. Achilles! What is it, teacher? I was just thinking about how I'm going to fight them all. I need you to create a bound field. Huh? But I'm not good at that sort of thing. I know, that's why I'm asking you. Another lesson now? But of course, planning your strategy before battle is one of the most important steps toward victory. As such, you will continue to do for a while, so help me prepare the bound field belt. We'll be facing 9 at once. A split second decision will mean the difference between life and death. Getting accustomed into thinking about several different things at once now will aid your decision-making capabilities later. It is a part of your training. Okay, I'll do it already. I swear I can't let my guard down for a moment around here. What's up? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking how well the teacher and student complement one another. Hiram was the Archer of Black and Achilles the Rider of Red. They were in fact enemies during their Great War. As I recall, Achilles was born to a god. As such, he isn't easy to harm without possessing divinity as well. And the only servant on the black side who did was Chiron. Of course, Chiron isn't one to pull his punches, even when facing one of his former people. Und da gab es diesen verdammt coolen Kampf, wo sie dann hier geboxt haben und das alles so cool ist. I wasn't able to see it for myself, but I'm told there was an incredible fearsome battle. You really know your stuff. Well, I did survive the great Holy Grail by myself. No, not because I was particularly strong. I wasn't even a master, how do I put this? I suppose I was very lucky. I wasn't very skilled, nor did I have the sort of charisma needed to command a servant. Could you tell me more about what happened? Yes, I suppose I should. I don't think it will be especially useful, but now that I've summoned you here, at least I can do is answer your question. I'm an artificially created life form called a homunculus. Huh? You thought homunculi were enemies that looked like snowmen? I'm afraid I don't know anything about it. I can only assume the homunculi were made some other way. Das sind die ganzen Gegner aus London gewesen, sehr schön. They do say that the millennia production process was the work of a distinguished family of alchemists. As for me, an millennia mate created me so that I could provide magic energy. It takes a vast amount of magic energy to keep a 7 materialist, to say nothing using the noble phantasm. So there were a lot of other homunculi besides me who were all here at the fortress to provide the servants with magic energy. Over half of them ended up wrung or completely dry of magic energy and died, but I ran away. All because I didn't want to die. You say that like it's a bad thing. I guess I would be lying if I said I didn't feel guilty. Both about abandoning everyone so I could survive and that I'm still alive now. This greater grail was precious. Every servant who fought in there risked their lives for it. I can't let it fall into the wrong hands. Richtig edelmütig, unser kleiner Sieg hier. Tonight's great Holy Grail is about to begin. Are you ready, Achilles? Hell yeah! We will halt off the 9 of the hostile servants, and you will defeat 3 of them. Sir Sieg, Sir Maxi, are you ready? I am. All set. Good, I wish you luck. Don't worry, you can always shout for help if things go sideways. But hey, I'm sure things will work out somehow. Alright, let's go. Screen spell, Astriamia. Good. They feel separated. Now it's time to let them out. We shall do our utmost to ensure that Sir Maxi and Sir Sieg are able to defeat the targets of drawing attention to themselves. And of course, to take care not to destroy the wall. Man, that's a lot of stuff to keep track of it. This is already tough, and you're not exactly making it easier. Don't worry, I have less practical experience in battle than you do. If anything, I will be counting on you to show me the ropes. Okay, I see 3 of them. The Cast of Red, the Cast of Black, and the Assassin of Black, huh? They are not quite as strong as many of the others, but they will be quite formidable. Make sure to watch out for the Assassin Jack the Ripper in particular. Yeah, I know. Good, let's go, Master.
Hitomazu, 仮契約だ。サーバントとしての活動は初めてではないが、俺として戦うのは初めてだ。わけのわからないことを言っているとは思うが、よろしく頼む。
Okay, liebe Leute, Sieg will join the party on the Federation of the Erde bei clearing the Welt. Leute, das ist der erste Sieg, den wir burnen. Ich freue mich darauf, liebe Leute. So, und jetzt sehen wir wahrscheinlich, dass die ganzen Raids schon vorbei sind. Ah, die Raids sind noch drin, das wundert mich. Aber nee, die erste Hälfte von Raid ist schon vorbei, oder? Sehe ich das richtig? Keine Ahnung, liebe Leute. Okay, within Fate Apocrypha, Background, Special Event, Raid battles will appear. These battles will pit all masters and the servants allies against the servants and the enemy faction. Multiple enemies will appear at once, plus repelled enemy servants will reappear after a certain amount of time. Das ist sehr gut, weil den ersten Ding habe ich schon gar nicht erwischt. Battle enemy faction servants as they appear to be again. Okay, liebe Leute, dann kann ich immer noch ein bisschen mitraiden, das freut mich natürlich sehr. Dann würde ich sagen, sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal wieder und dann werden wir hier auch wieder ein bisschen kämpfen. Dann bis zum nächsten Mal, haut rein, auf Wiedersehen, ciao.